Hello, I'm John Cunningham. Welcome to the RedChip Money Report. For those of you new to the show, RedChip is an investor relations, media, and research firm focused on emerging growth companies. Our unique platform combines global multimedia with traditional investor relations, reaching investors around the world. Today on the show, you'll see interviews with executives of 3 public companies. First, Cemtrex, stock symbol CETX on the NASDAQ. Cemtrex is a diversified technology company that is driving innovations in a wide range of sectors that include smart technology, virtual and augmented realities, advanced electronic systems, industrial solutions, and intelligent security systems. Up second is Esports Entertainment Group, stock symbol GMBL on the OTCQB. Esports Entertainment is a licensed online gambling company that specializes in esports wagering. Stay tuned to learn more about their recent launched wagering platform. The final company you'll meet today is Spectrum Global Solutions, stock symbol SGSI. Spectrum is a holding company for next-generation technology companies focused on telecom services in the U.S., Canada, and as well as the Caribbean. Later, you'll hear about their growing backlog of business and some well-known companies. Now, before we get to our first interview, our quote of the week, and it comes from Chapter 12 of Small Stocks, Big Money. Don't put too much money in any one stock. Spread it out. You never know which ones will be your biggest winner. This quote comes from Buzz Heideke, featured in Chapter 12 of Small Stocks, Big Money, a book of exclusive interviews with some of the biggest players in the microcap space. If that's something that interests you, pick up a copy today on our website or at Amazon.com. Now let's go to our first interview today. It's with Sagar Govil. He's the CEO of Cemtrex.
We're here with Sagar Govil, the CEO of Cemtrex. Sagar, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, Craig.
Now let's start off with a brief overview of Cemtrex and its products.
Yes, absolutely. Cemtrex is a technology company. We've been around for almost 2 decades, and we manufacture different types of technology products for a variety of different customers. Companies like Daimler, Harman Kardon, Schneider Electric, ABB, all rely on us every day to manufacture their different electronics products for them. So we're building different types of electronics, engineering, design, contract manufacturing, full products for a variety of these different customers for many different applications, from automotive markets to wearable technology, IoT space. We do this for companies, global Fortune 500 companies, as well as small startups, innovative technology companies as well. We've also been focusing on developing some really cutting-edge products within our own company for the last 18 months, and we're starting to see a lot of traction in the market from our new initiatives.
Now, Sagar, what's the essential value proposition, and why should investors take an interest in Cemtrex today?
Well, I think there's a number of reasons. Cemtrex has demonstrated enormous growth over the last 5 years. We've grown from under 10 million in sales to over 100 million in sales in just the last 5-6 years. It's a tremendous amount of growth that we've created. We've also created enormous book value per share from 1 penny to over $3 a share in the last 7 to 8 years. On top of that, management owns about 40% of the stock, so we're highly incentivized to deliver value for our shareholders. On top of that, we have the most cutting-edge product that we're just releasing now, the Cemtrex Smart Desk, which is disrupting an $80 billion industry. And we're really excited about the market potential for this product to take us from a 100 million revenue company today to a 500 million revenue company in just the next few years.
Makes a lot of sense. Let's focus on your business model now and the opportunity with Smart Desk.
Yeah, so the Cemtrex Smart Desk is really your workspace reimagined. We've really transformed the personal workspace. The desktop PC and your workspace desk have not been innovated on in the last 30 years. So we're setting out to really transform and revolutionize this market. So we built in the most advanced personal workstation ever built, and it comes with 72 inches of touchscreen, proprietary gestures that allow you to control the PC just by waving your hands in the air, almost like out of science fiction. We've got a built-in document scanner that allows you to scan documents right off the table. We've gotten rid of that physical phone on your desk, that old hardware, and replicated it all with high-tech software and Bluetooth headphones, and all of this incredible technology is being delivered with just one wire in a sleek, modern, stylish design, all powered by a top-of-the-line Intel PC. And so this is really a unique product that has no competition on the market right now because it's redesigning what a desktop experience is. And so we're really excited about this product. We already have over 800 orders in hand. And so the company just launched this product in the last few months. We'll begin shipping mid-December and start fulfilling a lot of these orders. And we expect that that will have significant long-term impact on the company's business.
So how big is the market opportunity for your product lines, and how much of this market could Cemtrex capture over the next few years?
So the market opportunity is really tremendous. The average selling price of the product is about $5,000, and our gross margins are between 35 and 40%. It will continue to creep up as we hit higher numbers. But to give you a perspective on the market, it's an $80 billion industry, the desktop PC market is, and there are about 100 million units sold annually. So it's still a massive, massive market, and our goal in the next 3 years is to reach 100,000 units annually. And so 100,000 units at a $5,000 average price point is about $500 million in revenue. And so we think that's a realistic opportunity for us to achieve in the next 3 years because we have the best-in-class product, which has more features than anything else on the market today. We have over 18 patent-pending claims to protect our product and give us a competitive advantage. We have a phenomenal team led by a former executive from Sony with 20 years of product development experience. We have a really exciting product roadmap. So we don't want to just be a one-trick pony. We have several other products in the works that will complement this device. And lastly, this industry is ripe for disruption. This is an industry that's very mature, it's commoditized, there hasn't been any innovation in it in the last 30 years. And that gives us a huge advantage to really disrupt the marketplace and attract a lot of buyers who want to try some new technology in the space and are willing to pay up for it. And for those reasons, we think that it's really possible for us to get 100,000 units, 500 million in revenues, and we believe that the cash contribution we're going to generate off that will be quite substantial, $60 to $80 million in cash in terms of what we could bring to the bottom line potentially. And that would be an enormous, enormous jump in terms of our earnings per share in the company over the next 3 years.
Now to recap, what's the main takeaway for investors? Why should they own your stock today?
It's a unique time in the company's history. We have a phenomenal product that's just getting off the ground now. The company is highly undervalued. We're trading below our book value. So this is a unique time because investors are just learning about the story. So it's a great time to find out and to buy the stock because the company has largely been undiscovered to this point. And as we continue to sell more and more smart desks, we're going to get a lot of attention from the media and other investors. And so now is really a unique time to buy while we're still relatively undiscovered. But we have a fantastic product with enormous potential. And so we see a really big opportunity here in front of us over the next 3 years to grow the business.
Interesting story, Sagar. Thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure, Craig. Thank you.
Now, to get more information about Cemtrex, visit CETXinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. Now, our second interview today will be with Grant Johnson. He's the CEO and chairman of Esports Entertainment Group. Let's go to the interview.
Grant, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, David.
You know, esports continue to gain in popularity with nearly 400 million fans globally and growing. For our viewers today, let's start with what are esports and where does esports entertainment fit into this rapidly growing market?
Okay, effectively, esports is professional video game play, where players play either in a one-on-one environment or they play on teams and they play against each other and organize tournaments for cash prizes. Where we fit into this huge growing sector of the entertainment market is we offer a number of different options for people to place bets on their favorite player or their favorite teams in areas where it's legally allowed online wagering.
What's the essential value proposition? Why should investors take an interest in esports entertainment today?
For those investors who have been following any of the news on our company, we've recently closed our first round of commercial investment with some Wall Street banks, Jay Gunner and Dinosaur Securities. These funds are going to be used for the first time to allow us to raise awareness in the market and attract players to our platform. So now is the perfect time because for the first time, we're going to be able to really get out there and put our message out to this huge market.
Grant, how many affiliates do you have today?
Currently, we have nearly 600 affiliates, and they come from two different categories. We have about 180 teams. These are professional teams. These would be tier 3, tier 4 teams, which are local teams that have signed on as affiliates. And the remaining affiliates are what you would consider YouTube personalities or streamers, that they broadcast, whether they're gameplay or commentary on esports. And they've signed on with us to do in a revenue share arrangement.
Grant, what makes your platform different or better than the competition?
We offer something unique in that we have the only what's referred to as a bet exchange. And a bet exchange, unlike a traditional sports betting site where the player bets against the house, the players bet against each other. So player A decides that they like Team Liquid and they want to give whatever odds they want to give, 1.5, 2. And then player B, they may be a fan of Energy and they don't believe Liquid's going to win. They believe those are good odds. They would match that odds. And we also have pool betting. So we're the only company that offers exchange and pool betting.
Grant, let's talk about your business model. How do you make money?
Okay, as I just explained, we have the two different platforms. On each platform, we take a percentage, a commission, if you would, off the winner's pot, like in a poker room environment where the house takes a rake from the winner's purse. So that's how we make revenue on the exchange. And then the pool betting, where the fans of Team A bet in X number of dollars into the pool against the fans of Team B, they bet X number of dollars into the pool. Whichever team wins, we take a percentage of their winnings as well. So we're player agnostic. We don't care which team wins, which team loses. In our environment, we never take exposure. So for our investors, that's probably important for the investors to know that we could never be offside like a bookmaker can. And we have multiple revenue streams. We will also be launching a third product next year, but currently that's how we make money.
In May, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in favor of online sports betting, opening up a significant market opportunity. How big is the opportunity globally? And what's the timeline for changes in the U.S. and will you be able to take advantage of those changes?
Well, globally, the market is expanding so quickly, it's hard to keep tabs on the numbers. It depends which groups you look at. The numbers are approaching 400 million in terms of a fan base currently. Some analysts project that number will eclipse 500 million by 2020. Forbes recently came out and said they anticipate that the online gambling on that market from that fan base in 2020 will hit $23 billion. So this is a rapidly expanding space globally. As far as the U.S. is concerned, with the Supreme Court ruling, that definitely cracks the door open for opportunities as the states are now setting up their regulatory boards for online gambling. I think there's 6 states that are at the final stages now, expected to be 15 next year, and in a few years, eventually it'll be around 30 some odd states. For us, it's a little early stage to bring a gambling product into the American marketplace. So what we're going to do, our strategy for the U.S. in the new year is we're going to be launching a skill-based platform, which is acceptable in 40 states, where people will be able to play in cash tournaments for prize money. And that will be our first U.S.-facing product.
Grant, tell us about some of the key players on your management team.
Christopher Malone recently joined the company. That really strengthens our financial team. He's got 20 years experience as a CFO for publicly traded companies, which, as you can imagine, takes great stress off me when it comes to audits and managing the financial back end of the company. From an esports perspective, we have Randy Greenback, who's 25 years in game design, started his career with Electronic Arts. He is our creative genius. Brian Cordray has been a professional esports team owner. He's our head of esports. On the gambling side, we have Jan Rosen, he's our chief technical officer. He's built over 60 online sports gambling sites. And Sandra Osterland, she's been a gambling affiliate manager for over 5 years. So we've taken people who have extensive experience financially, a wealth of experience from esports, and married that with people who have gambling expertise. So the management, that is the big asset. And we've been able to bring in experts from those 3 different areas under one roof.
And you will begin generating revenues in the first quarter, is that correct?
First quarter, next calendar year, yes,
Yeah.
correct.
To recap, what's the main takeaway for investors? Why should they consider owning your stock today?
We're the only publicly traded company that's focused on gambling in the esports sector. The esports sector is the fastest growing sector in the entertainment industry. We've recently secured a substantial investment from the banking community to allow us to now start to execute our marketing plan. We have the only esport bet exchange, so we don't take exposure. For our investors, there's less risk. And we offer also the pools as well with the new product coming. So if people are interested in the sector, to be frank, we're the only company that they can invest in.
Grant, thanks for being with us today.
Always a pleasure, David. Thanks for having me.
Now, to get more information about Esports Entertainment Group, visit gmblinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. Now, our third interview today is with Keith Hayter. He's the president of Spectrum Global Solutions. Let's go to the interview.
Keith, thanks for being with us today.
And thank you. Pleasure being here with you.
Now, your company has experienced very strong revenue growth. In fact, third quarter year over year was up 300%. Talk to us about your products, your services, and your growth.
Well, the 300% was very impressive. Also equally impressive was our quarter results over the prior quarter of 200% increase in net income. As Spectrum Global Solutions, we're a comprehensive, single source, end-to-end solutions provider of services for the installation, construction, and maintenance of next generation infrastructure for telecommunication networks.
How many clients do you have today?
We have probably close to 200 clients, ranging from large tier 1 national carriers that you'd know, such as Sprint, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon, all the way down to smaller companies. We work for aggregators, infrastructure aggregators, such as Crown Castle and Externet and Unity Fiber. We also work for OEMs, or original equipment manufacturers, and these would include well-known names such as Ericsson, Nokia, Samsung. We also work for large utility companies that have telecommunication networks, one of those being Entergy and Southern Company. And then rounding out the client portfolio, we also work for project management organizations such as Bechtel and also Ericsson, as well as enterprise clients to include well-known companies such as Google and Oracle.
You're trading at a substantial discount to your peer group. What would you say is the essential value proposition for investors, or why should they consider owning your stock today?
Well, number one, we're in a high growth market. Telecommunications is going through a technology evolution and explosion that's continuing through 2025, and it's just at the beginning of that now. We are a full service provider. With this explosion in technology and the need to expand telecommunication network infrastructure, the resources companies such as ours are in short demand, so that creates a need there that we can fulfill. We have the full service offering that allows us to plan, design, construct, install, and maintain the networks. So that's a long life cycle of services that we can provide.
Let's talk about the business model. How does Spectrum generate revenue?
It's fairly simple. We have two revenue sources. One is through outsourcing, providing staffing to our clients. We have a huge number of people deployed in the field working directly for the customers, and these are all W-2 employees. And then secondly, we provide services direct to our clients, either in a turnkey fashion, which is a comprehensive service offering, or more on a bespoke or discrete manner to fill individual select needs that they may have in their deployment needs.
How big is the market opportunity, and why is a company like Ericsson choosing your company? What are your competitive advantages?
Well, the market opportunity is immense. Over $1.5 trillion is going to be spent on telecommunications. For deployment services, which is where we primarily fit in and get our revenue streams from, from $150 to $200 billion will be spent over the next couple of years. Again, once you extrapolate that through 2025, that's an immense opportunity for us. The larger companies that may need our services find us attractive because, one, we've got an excellent safety record, actually 100% safety record. We have national engineering licenses throughout the US, Canada, and into the Caribbean. We're able to provide that comprehensive set of services, so it's a one-source engagement with our customers that mitigates the need to hire multiple contractors to perform multiple services, not just across the nation, but they may only need them in specific locations. So we can fill the service need, the breadth of the services, and also their entire national coverage footprint.
Okay. Management's a key factor in your success in any small company. So let's talk about your management team.
Well, within Spectrum Global Solutions, our CEO and director, Roger Ponder, has the experience and the pedigree to guide the company. He's worked for Time Warner at an executive level, and with the size of that company and being in different positions within it, again, he brings that wealth of experience to Spectrum. Myself, I've worked in smaller private companies and also large public companies, providing infrastructure, design and deployment services. So that's at the Spectrum level, but what we have to really recognize is all the work is performed at our subsidiary levels, and we have an immensely talented team of vice presidents, presidents, directors, project managers, all the way down through the ranks of the staff. And they're really the ones that satisfy our customers' needs on a day-to-day basis.
Keith, in summary, what's the key takeaway? Again, why should investors consider owning your stock today?
Well, the environment. Telecommunications, as I previously said, is in a high growth cycle. We are there with all the services that the carriers need to perform and deploy their networks. We are single source. Again, with the breadth of our services and our national footprint, we can cover that need. Where we trade, in the industry, comparable companies are typically 1 to 2 times revenue. We currently sit at less than 10% of our forecasted revenue, so that creates a great growth opportunity and investment.
What is your forecasted revenue?
Our forecasted revenue is over $32 million this year.
And so you're trading at 1/10
1/10
revenue. In a secular trade, 1 to 2 times revenue. Big disconnect in the market. I think it'll eventually catch up and trade at a fair market value. Keith, thanks for being with us today.
Dave, thank you.
Now, to get more information about Spectrum Global Solutions, visit sgsiinfo.com. You'll see research reports, fact sheets, presentations, and the latest videos. It's all free, and you can even subscribe to email alerts to stay on top of the latest news. Now, let's recap the 3 public companies we met with today. First, we met with CEO of Cemtrex, symbol CETX. Cemtrex is transitioning rapidly from a low-margin electronic contract manufacturer to a high-margin technological innovations company. Cemtrex has experienced 5-year revenue growth of 58% compounding annual growth rate and has big sales backlog for its innovative Smart Desk. Visit CETXinfo.com for more information. Then we met Esports Entertainment Group, symbol GMBL. Recently, they launched their wagering platform. Esports Entertainment has positioned themselves in a new and growing market, with researchers suggesting the market to be as big as $20 billion by the year 2020. Ground floor opportunity. Visit gmblinfo.com for more information. Now, the final company we spoke with today was Spectrum Global Solutions. Their symbol is SGSI. They're targeting acquisitions in the telecom sector with significant opportunity for growth. Now, the company estimates reaching a 34 to 36 million run rate in the next 12 months. At those levels, the stock could see a much higher valuation. Again, visit SGSI Info for more information. Now, as a reminder, these stocks are for your speculative money. Gains can be significant, but you must be prepared for the downside. Clients on this show may sometimes pay us in stock. While you are buying, we may be selling. You can read our full disclosures at redchip.com. Now, if you have any questions, give us a call, 1-800-REDCHIP, or submit a message on our website. Thanks for being with me. I'll see you the same time next week.